Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, last time we actually did a Q&A last time.
Over chapters 1 through 7 of First Maccabees.
Right. But before that, in the regular run of things, we did chapter 7, obviously.
Of First Maccabees.
Of First Maccabees, yes. Mm-hmm. And in that chapter, we didn't know who the fuck was killing whom because it was all pronouns.
He killed him and they won and they lost.
And that is what led us to the Q&A where we sorted some of that shit out.
Right.
But we also, gladly, we learned about the day, or Nicanor's day, or day of Nicanor, whatever you want to call it, which is where you put the head and the hand next to your city. Yeah. Right? That's the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Nicanor's day.
So anyway, that was First Maccabees chapter 7. And today we're going to be reading...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You were taking a drink and I cut you a little short-handed there.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Do it again.
Today we're reading
chapter 8 of First Maccadoodles.
Yeah, that's the one. Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, we are hopping into chapter 8 of First Maccadoodles.
All right.
And I'm very excited to move on.
I am too, and I hope they are as well.
And them.
And them. And those.
And he and him.
Right.
But not she and her. Ever.
No. Yeah,
ever.
Definitely not that.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Judas. A name.
Yep, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He kills a lot of people.
That's the last time we'll ever hear that name, though. It'll be he and him from here on out. Judas heard of the fame of the Romans, that they are valiant men and have pleasure in all who join themselves to them. Ooh. And make friends with all who come to them. Yeah, come to the me.
Or those Roman bathhouses, you know.
Mm-hmm. And that they are valiant men. That they are... You said that twice, bruh.
Well, they must be really fucking valiant.
Those valiant men are valiant men.
Yeah, they're very valiant.
They told him, the Romans told Judas, of their wars and exploits which they do among the Gauls, and how they conquered them. How they, the Romans, conquered them, the Gauls, and forced them, the Gauls, to pay tribute. I'm trying to fill these in as we go.
Yeah, because that way we can actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, stay abreast of things.
Sure.
I said breast. And what things they, I don't know which one this is.
Somebody.
Either the Gauls or the Romans. What things they did in the land of Spain that they might take control. Okay, so it must be...
The Romans.
The Romans, how awesome they are.
Yeah.
So what things they, the Romans, did in the land of Spain that they, the Romans, might take control of the silver and gold mines which were there.
They're telling Judas a lot of stuff about their exploits, huh?
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh.
We're awesome.
Okay.
It's cool to be Roman.
I wonder which they is telling him this.
Right? Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And how by their policy of the Romans and persistence, they, the Romans, conquered all the place, and the place was exceedingly far from them, the Romans.
Yeah. It might have been hundreds of miles even.
Right? It was at least 40 days and 40 nights.
Right, yeah.
And the kings who came against them, the Romans, from the uttermost part of the earth, until they, the Romans, had defeated them and struck them, the other people severely.
From those far off lands.
Yeah. And how the rest, all the rest, gave them, the Romans, tribute year by year.
Because they beat them.
Yeah, they beat them.
Right.
Exactly. Now,
it's good to be they.
Just so that you know how many times I had to fill in who that was. Yeah, it was all of them. Every single... I hate this book.
Oh, it's terrible. It's
terrible.
Yeah, somebody needs to rewrite it to make actual fucking sense.
Right? Philip and Perseus, king of Chittim, and those who lifted up themselves against them...
The Romans?
Okay. They, the Romans, defeated in battle and conquered them, the ones who rose up.
Yeah, Philip and whoever the fuck that was.
Yeah, Perseus,
yeah, that guy.
Antiochus also, the great king of Asia, was it Epiphanes or Eupator?
Who knows?
The great king of Asia came against them, the Romans, to battle, having 120 elephants with cavalry, chariots, and an exceedingly great army, and he, Antiochus, was defeated by them, the Romans.
He only brought like 32 against Judas. So.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they only had to kill one of them because that guy ran, in there and he killed the fuck out of that elephant.
I think it's funny that the Romans are like, yeah, we totally fucked with Antiochus. And I think it's funny that Judas isn't like, really? So did I.
Right. Why?
Weird.
I'm just like wondering, what is this chat they're having? Where's this coming from?
We all fought with Antiochus. Whoa.
Why are we having this
fucking world?
Right. Yeah. Why are we having this aside with Romans?
I don't know.
It doesn't. It's really weird.
Probably because the Romans are gonna like turn and be like, we're so awesome, and you want to be friends? Just kidding. We're gonna kick your ass.
So they're building them up so that they can be like, look how badass they were, but we're going to tear them down now even.
Yes. They are making the Romans out to be giants because when Judas takes over the giants and kills the giants, which are the Romans,
right,
then that showing how big the enemy is, if you can defeat that big enemy, makes you look that much more powerful without saying, yeah, but we're awesome.
Right.
So it's a humble brag.
Sure.
They, the Romans, took him, Antiochus, alive, and decreed that both he, Antiochus, and those who reigned after him should give them, the Romans, a great tribute, and should give hostages and a parcel of land from the best of their provinces, Antiochus's provinces.
Yeah.
The countries of India, Media, and Lydia. They took them from him. Okay. The Romans took these lands, the people from those lands, from him, Antiochus, and gave them, the people from those lands, to King Eumenes.
Okay.
I don't know who Eumenes is.
No, we've moved into some very, not covered, we're just people are just popping up out of the woodwork here.
Yeah.
And we're talking a lot about Romans that I don't have any idea why we're talking about them yet.
Well, this is post Seleucid, I guess, or
sure,
post maybe the end of the Golden Empire of the Greeks, or what the fuck ever. I'm not sure.
Sure, and Jupiter just died and all that shit. So we're moving on, right?
So I'm thinking maybe Eumenes is one of the Roman kings, maybe, because they gave the Roman guys gave all these peoples that belonged to Antiochus to King Eumenes.
Right, that would make sense.
Okay. Judas heard how the Greeks planned to come and destroy them, the Romans.
I would say the Israelites, maybe, because it was Judas that heard it. So why would Judas care if they were coming to destroy the Romans? And they just talked about how the Romans defeated Antiochus.
Okay, I'm going to read this straight up. I'm going to read this sentence as is, and let's just hear it all the way out, and then we'll try to plug in all of the pronouns.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Judas heard how the Greeks planned to come and destroy them, but this became known to them, and they sent against them a general who fought against them, and many of them fell down, wounded to death, and they made captive their wives and their children, and plundered them, and conquered their land, and pulled down their strongholds, and plundered them, and brought them into bondage to this day.
That's an actual fucking sentence?
That's an actual fucking sentence.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is fucking terrible.
So I have...
okay, hold on. I have like so many questions right now. I think I followed the they, their, them, those people things.
Well then you need to fill it in for me because I did not.
I am wondering here because we were talking. Judas was talking to the Romans, right?
Yeah, they were
that was a thing that was happening, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Romans were like, "You're so cool, but guess what? We're cool too because we did some cool ass shit. We took on Antiochus and we took some of his land." Anyways,
and I thought Antiochus was like, I thought he was Greek.
Yeah.
Okay, but they kept talking about far off lands that Antiochus had. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Okay.
Because the Seleucid Empire wasn't just the Greeks. It was one of the, it all belonged to whatever the general was, the Seleucid Empire guy. And then when the one guy died and then it went to all his generals, like 5 different people, and they broke the empire up. Yeah. And that became, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, they were the Greeks who owned all this other land.
So I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. Okay. What I think is happening is because Judas was talking to the Romans, right? Yeah. And they're telling them how they beat the fuck out of the Greeks, and and now Judas is beating the fuck out of the Greeks because that's what they're describing. They're basically saying Antiochus or the Greeks or whoever the fuck they were coming to fight them, but then Judas was like, nah, we're going to get you, and then we're going to take your lands, we're going to loot your shit. And that's what happened there in that last sentence. That was their too many theys and thems.
Okay, so Judas is like, oh my God, the Greeks are planning to come and get us.
I think.
And so I'm going to, I just heard about this plan, so I'm going to send against the Greeks a general who he's going to fight the fuck out of them, the Greeks, and take their shit.
And my theory here is that, the enemy of your enemy is your friend type thing. Got it. So the Romans are like, hey, you guys aren't all that powerful, but you're hitting them on a different front, so you're helping us do the same thing. Okay. So like maybe we could kind of like, you go get those guys there, we'll go get them over here.
And then that would be like why it gets weird during Jesus-y times, why the Romans and the Jews are like together, but also at odds later.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying that tracks in my brain.
Okay. Well, right. At the very least, I think right now they're the, you
hate the Greeks too? Oh my God. That's awesome. Let's be besties.
Yeah. For now.
Get together for tea. Until we kill Jesus.
Obviously, at some point in the future, the Romans take over the fucking Jewish people. So
right.
That's the thing.
As you do.
Right.
Because
when they were able to take on 120 elephants, and Judas could only take on 32.
And Judas doesn't have elephants.
Judas doesn't have elephants.
Right. That's his biggest problem.
That's
if
the
he
downfall
only had even one elephant.
Yeah, that probably would have sealed the deal.
Fucking Judas.
Right? It's all about the elephants.
The remaining kingdoms and islands... Continuing on. Yeah. As many as rose up against them.
We were last talking about Judas.
Judas
so I
and
guess,
the Jews, the Maccabees.
I guess, okay.
At any time, they destroyed and made them to be their servants.
Oh,
so the Jews are like, I'll kill you, I'll kill you. You want to rise up against me? I'm going to kill you.
I guess.
But with their friends and those who relied on them, they stayed friends.
Okay.
They conquered,
Judas maybe?
Judas and company.
Probably.
Conquered the kingdoms that were near and those that were far off. And all that heard of their fame were afraid of them.
Or maybe we switch back to the Romans now because I don't...
fucking knows.
Are the
Maccabees that big?
Right? Like, I don't feel like they were.
Wait,
right?
I don't even know who we're talking about right now.
I'm not entirely certain myself.
I don't know that it matters either.
Somebody's killing somebody else.
And you know what? Judas and the Romans were always killing somebody else. So does it really matter which one we're talking about? I killed my enemies and stayed friends with my friends.
People are currently dying. It's not the Romans and it's not the Jewish people.
Right.
So again, somebody is dying. That's not those people.
Right. Everybody
from somebody, right. By somebody's hand.
Right. Moreover, whoever they desire to help and to make kings, these they make kings. And whoever they desired, they depose. Get the fuck out of here. We don't like you. You're not a king. This sounds
Roman to me.
Yeah.
This sounds like the Romans.
So at some point we started talking about the Romans.
Right, again. But there was no transition.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we took that original sentence.
Right. No, it was the way that rolled out, it was definitely Judas doing those things from what I could tell. And then we just rolled right into deposing kings and installing kings. Which sounds more like the Roman Empire.
But listen, when I said Judas heard how the Greeks planned to come and destroy them, but this became known to them, and they sent against them a general. Like you were saying.
Okay.
You were saying it was one way, and I'm like,
no, yeah.
Maybe it was the
Judas
Romans.
heard that they were coming against the Romans.
Yeah.
And Judas is like, hey, Romans, you guys are still all right with me? They're coming to get you.
They're coming to get you.
So he was playing politics.
Yeah.
This is politics.
Right. This is politics, and this was always the Romans.
Okay.
So let's read it again, but this time filling in all the theys and thems with the Romans.
Okay.
Judas heard how the Greeks planned to come and destroy them, the Romans.
Sure.
But this became known to them, the Romans.
Right.
And they, the Romans, sent against them, the Greeks, a general who fought against them, the Romans,
the Greeks. Against the Greeks.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, this is really hard.
Yeah.
There's so many they thems.
Yeah.
Anyway, Greeks and Romans who fought against blah, blah, blah. And many of them, the Greeks, fell down wounded to death.
Yes.
And they, the Romans, made captive their wives and their children, the Greeks, and plundered them, the Greeks, and conquered their land, the Greeks, and pulled down their strongholds, the Greeks, and plundered them, the Greeks, and brought them, the Greeks, into bondage to this day.
Okay.
The remaining kingdoms and islands, as many as rose up against them, the Romans, at any time, they, the Romans, destroyed and made them, the guys who rose up, to be the Romans' servants.
Got it.
This reads so much better.
It does.
With the Romans.
Yeah,
so I was right and you were wrong.
That's correct.
You should say that.
You were right and I was wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. But with their friends, the Romans, and those who relied on them, the Romans, they, the Romans, stayed friends. So they're like, you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, we're good, I got you.
So currently Judas is cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
They, the Romans, conquered the kingdoms that were near and those that were far off, and all that heard of the Romans' fame were afraid of them, the Romans.
Got it.
Moreover, whoever they, the Romans, desired to help and to make kings, these, they, the Romans, make kings.
I'm starting to see this in the light of the Romans kind of made the Maccabees what they were because they were fighting the Greeks, right? And so I'm sure that they had the Maccabees fighting their battles over here while they were doing the ones over there.
Yeah.
You
just did a serious...
I did.
They, them.
I did.
And you cannot in this book.
But they were outsourcing battles to the Maccabees.
The Romans were outsourcing their fighting on one front to the Judas and the Maccabees against the Greeks.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
And whoever the Romans desired, they, the Romans, deposed. They, the Romans, are exalted exceedingly. For all this, none of them, the Romans, ever put on a crown. Neither did they, the Romans, clothe themselves with purple as a display of grandeur. Judas, this confirms we were right.
Okay. All right.
Judas heard how they, the Romans, had made for themselves, the Romans, a senate house. And day by day, 320 men sat in council, consulting always for the people to the end that they might be well governed, and how they, the Romans, commit their government to one man year by year, that he should rule over them, the Romans, and control all their country, the Romans, and all are obedient to that one, and there is neither envy nor emulation among them, the Romans.
I feel like Caesar might have something to say about that, but hey,
I feel like also the Greeks did it first.
They did.
You may have knocked them down,
right?
But Rome got that from the Greeks.
Absolutely.
So kind of fuck Judas for writing this shit.
Well, he was on the side, obviously, of the Romans.
Yeah, so he's like, the Romans are awesome and the Greeks are so yucky.
And look who was fighting against them.
Yeah.
The Jewish folks.
Yeah.
Right? It was the Greeks, right? So that makes sense that they would side with the Romans because, again, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. So.
And you just somehow don't know that Putin is a bad guy who's going to turn on you because you never read a history book ever.
Well,
and
back then they probably didn't.
You didn't see how he was prior to this day. Like, everything is new. Every day you wake up and it's the first time you ever heard of this person. And you're like, there's no history to learn here.
I mean, we are talking about BC.
I know.
So
you don't have to do that, though, when I'm trying to make a modern day comparison.
I'm just saying.
Okay, in that case, we do have the internet. We do have history books. Why, again, are we being as stupid as Judas and the Maccabees from back in the day when we have so much better access to knowledge?
Fox News, OAN, should I go on?
And echo chambers. Yeah. All right. Okay, so Judas chose Eupolemus.
Yeah.
Eucalyptus.
He's a lame ass.
The son of John, the son of Achos, and Jason, the son of Eleazar.
Yeah.
Eucalyptus and Achos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
He sent those two dudes, them, to Rome to establish friendship and alliance with them.
There we go.
Rome.
Politics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that they, Rome, should free the yoke from themselves. Rome? For they saw that the kingdom of the Greeks kept Israel in bondage. Okay. So, Judas is sending to Rome saying, remember how we're kind of buddies and we both hated Antiochus or what the fuck ever and we don't like the Greeks? Could you please help us kick their ass so that me and my buddies, my fellow Jews, the Maccabees, can be free?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just not trying to dummy this down, but I'm trying to dummy this down for me because I'm not following completely.
No, if you hadn't filled in all the theys, thems, I'd be just as lost as last time.
Yeah.
Because wow.
And we had to do it both ways in order to see which one works.
Yeah.
Which works better. And you've got to read 3 or 4 paragraph long sentences.
Right.
Before you're like, oh, let me go back.
I mean, that one sentence that you read was so terrible.
It was so bad.
I don't think I've ever heard a sentence quite that bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Imagine being me and having to what? All right. So then the dudes, Eucalyptus and Achos.
The Roman people? No.
The guys that Judas picked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They went to Rome. Those two Judas guys went to Rome.
Got it.
A very long journey. And the two dudes, Eucalyptus and Achos, entered into the Senate house, the Roman Senate house.
Yeah.
And said, Judas, who is also called Maccabeus, and he's giving both names, his Hebrew name as well as his Greek name, so that he's like, whatever you know him by,
this is who he is. Right.
Judas, who is also called Maccabeus, and his kindred and the people of the Jews have sent us, Eucalyptus and Achos, to you, Roman leader guy, to make an alliance and peace with you, and that we might be registered as your allies and friends. if may it please your majesty, may I please be your friend, my good sir.
He's talking to the Senate, though, not the Caesar.
Right.
So
right. I'm just saying. This thing was pleasing to them, the Romans.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is, yeah.
This is the copy of the writing which they wrote back again on tables of brass.
I'm assuming the Romans wrote back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sent to Jerusalem, that it might be with them, the Jews, there for a memorial of peace and alliance.
Oh, okay. They're doing an official, peace thing here.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh my God, this is like if you put on Facebook and you change your status to friends.
Right. Where's FIFA when you need them?
Oh, besties. They need a FIFA.
FIFA World Peace Award. Yeah,
Peace Award. Yeah. Okay, this is a quote. This is the Facebook message that he sent back on Messenger. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good success be to the Romans and to the nation of the Jews by sea and by land forever. May the sword and the enemy be far from them. But if war arises for Rome first or any of their allies in all their dominion, the nation of the Jews shall help them as allies as the occasion shall indicate to them with all their heart. To those who make war upon them, they shall not give supplies, food, weapons, money, or ships, as it has seemed good to Rome, and they shall keep their ordinances without taking anything in return. In the same way, moreover, if war comes first upon the nation of the Jews, the Romans shall will. Oh my God, this is totally NATO.
I mean, yeah.
They did a NATO.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is really exciting to me because it's an actual words that they're this is our agreement. What is it if you get called to war, we'll help you. What is that, Article 4 or some shit like that?
Yeah, I can't remember what the article is, but yeah, I
think it's Article 4. If you get called, we'll come running to help, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay. In the same way, moreover, if war comes first upon the nation of the Jews, the Romans shall willingly help them as allies, as the occasion shall indicate to them. And to those who are fighting with them, there shall not be given food, weapons, money, or ships, as it has seemed good to Rome. They shall keep these ordinances, and that without deceit. Whew. Okay. According to these terms, the Romans made a treaty with the Jewish people. Oh, they did not end their quote marks, but I think this is after the quote marks.
Right.
Okay. But if hereafter the one party and the other shall determine... Oh, no, apparently we're still
going.
In.
Yeah, this is just the terms.
Oops. According to these terms, the Romans made a treaty with the Jewish people. But if hereafter the one party and the other shall determine to add or diminish anything, they shall do it at their pleasure, and whatever they add or take away shall be ratified. So... these are our current terms, but
we have the right to amend it.
And you can come ask for amendments yourself as well.
Sure.
We'll take it under advisement.
And probably the person with the bigger army gets to decide what goes in.
Right? Oh, we're still going. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Concerning the evils which King Demetrius is doing to them. Oh, that fucker, King Demetrius.
Yeah.
We have written to him saying... Why have you made your yoke heavy on our friends and allies, the Jews? Excuse you. If therefore they plead any more against you, we will do them justice and fight with you on land and on sea. Boom. Done. The end.
Okay.
Damn.
Is that the end of the chapter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the Judas, they see this is
politics.
This is politics. It's always politics.
Yeah.
Throughout most of the Bible.
Yeah.
Especially once we got past the Pentateuch.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It was pretty much all politics.
Well, even after I would say the Deuteronomistic history, it's basically really, really hardcore once we get into the time of the Judges and Chronicles.
Yeah. But I mean, everything that they lay on God is more, if you read it correctly, it's actually about the politics of the time and what's going on with the interactions and the people around them.
Yep.
And that's the interesting part to me is pulling those things out of these books, right? And finding out what's actually happening. And this, even though there's so many pronouns and just absolute terrible pronoun abuse, this book, the first Maccabees, has been one of the most detailed accounts with regard to showing the actual politics that we've come across thus far.
Well, and the fact that it isn't in the Bible, but it's Bible adjacent, and everybody recognizes it as 100%. The details may not be exactly true, but the story itself is. These things fucking happened.
Well, it is in some Bibles. Like, it's in the Catholic Bible. So,
well, yeah.
I mean, it is in some Bibles, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's it is definitely enlightening with regard to what was happening. Yeah. And it is definitely there's a lot of history in this.
Yeah.
And
I'm so glad we decided to read this. This book is killing it.
I hate the pronouns.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hate the pronouns.
So bad.
But once you get past that, it's kind of cool.
The story itself is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm so blown away by would you please help us with the fucking Greeks? And Rome is like, yeah, whatevs, no probs. I got you, bro.
Right. We have the ability to know what happened later.
Yeah.
Somewhat. So
like,
obviously this doesn't work out great, but the
center does not hold.
Yeah.
Imagine, you pull the tiger's tail and it does eventually turn around and eat your fucking face.
Right, yeah. So, well, that was First Maccabees chapter 8. 8. That's what I meant. Yeah, 8. And we will be back next time with
First Maccadoodles chapter 9.
And as usual, as always, come join us on Discord. The link is always in the show notes, so go down there, click on that, head over to Discord. We would love to see you there. We do live shows every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And also, if you can spare $1 or $2 a month, head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse. We would love your support over there. It helps keep this thing going and moving in the right direction. So.
And you'll get to see all of our recorded episodes
early.
Several days, if not a week, before everybody else does on the regular.
It's like 4 to 5 days early. So, yeah. Definitely do that, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.